moving forward with environmental design group and the vision of Nimishillen Park, I think, there's been some question as to the vision that, of Nimishillen being in the heart, and I've actually had that question, like, why is it the heart? Well, I brought these magazines for you, which is from 2010, history, because we've had a lot of investment in that park before environmental design group got involved, and there's a flyer in here also from 2010, even with a list of wonderful partners and contributors that we had as a part of that event at that time. And moving forward, I think this is the vision that really actually will unite community to take more of an invested interest in the park. I attended a meeting today at Dialogues and Diversity, and I think that it even addresses a lot of the issues that were brought up at that meeting. I met with Mayor Burnaby before I came here, and talked with him briefly about it. He wants to take a walk in the park with me here soon. So, keep that in mind, that this is, really this is a park that, as far as the history, that was questioned, that it doesn't, the quote was given to me that it doesn't mesh with the overall history and future function of the park, if I got that right. And as far as the history, Nimishillen is derived from Native American, it means meeting tree. A heart having 4 chambers, Nimishillen Park is bordered by 4 city wards. So what is the heart but the meeting tree of the body? And if we think of it in that way, then everyone can really have a place in it as a vessel of the heart. And when we come into the park, we can gain a greater appreciation and understanding of our connection to nature and the community and the world, and carry that back into the body. I attend a lot of meetings about violence in the community and what can we do. And other issues, and just, it was the original garden center. We have a lot of these brick walkways that could be uncovered that would help to guide further planning and planting of gardens. Go out fishing for organizations. I was at Temple Israel also the other night. They had an event, Israel Lens, showing photos of Israel and talking about them about possibly planting a garden representing Israel. We have sister cities, which we haven't done enough with those connections, and that was another issue that I talked with Mayor Burnaby about, reconnecting that, and told him that I'm very willing to be on that committee as well. So keep that in mind and read that article, because it's a really good article, and give you a sense of the history that we started this revitalization process in 2007. So.
Wasn't it part of the site of the Stark County Fairgrounds?
It was.
Before, before
William
moved
McKinley
the
rode
words
his horse around the circle track there.
1893 or so.
Yeah, Coxey's
whole
army
thing
camped
burnt
there
down. Yeah.
during the Civil War. Lots of history.
And we have applied for a historical marker there as well.
How much usage does it get?
The park itself,
Yes.
it varies. We do get a lot of family reunions there, a lot of, not as many, but still a decent amount of community festivals, as you saw on one we had there. We do struggle from time to time with a lot of loitering from individuals who aren't necessarily using the park and the amenities that are there, and I know we've had some calls on that recently that our park police officer is trying to address. But
Basketball courts get a fair amount of use.
A decent amount, not as much as we'd like.
No.
But yeah, it's a park that has the location of it and the layout. If we do some of the things that we've talked about in the master plan, I think really could be heavily utilized, especially with the bike trails and others that are connecting with it. So we see a ton of potential there. For sure.
And I'm not against the master plan. I think it's beautiful. I love the parking arrangement. The Great Lawn, I think, is a fantastic idea. I've always kind of seen it as our central park. Only problem I have is where it runs over the things that we've already put in place that are still growing. That these international connections. We've had people from Uganda and India and plant flowers in the garden and actually be part of events. They're taking peace tiles created here in Canton to Mexico, where they were displayed at the Canadian Embassy, connecting the 4 nations: India, Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. And then while the kids were here from Northern Ireland, they planted that garden, which really needs to be respected and taken forward. We have a fountain in Northern Ireland called the Phoenix Peace Fountain that was made of melted gunmetal here in Canton, Ohio. It would be great for that garden to really be a space marker for possibly a replica of the Phoenix Peace Fountain. Maybe not as big as the one in Northern Ireland, but made of metal, gunmetal is a peace movement here in Nimishillen Park. But the day they were here, Surya Marcola, who bicycled from Toronto to Mexico City to raise awareness for HIV/AIDS, just happened to be here serendipitously and took peace towels made by kids from Northern Ireland in Nimishillen Park to the International AIDS Conference in Vienna, Austria. So there is a lot of international connection in the history. And we want to take that forward. We see it as really a space that could potentially, draw a lot of interest from the world, media attention, and more awareness and support and resources to our cause.
Good, thanks, John. And that's part of the Mahoning corridor, I know that's all ripped up there now.
Well, I was just gonna say, to make a note of, there is very limited access to
Yeah, I was
Nimishillen
just gonna
right
say.
now. On the north side, it's, the roundabout project has taken that. and
Okay,
You can only enter from, off of, OJ's.
right.
And you actually have to go around Ira Turpin to get there.
Yeah, but I saw it was well underway. They
Oh, yeah,
had
they're
it all,
making progress.
right.
Briefly, if I may sum it up, Nimishillen Park as the heart should be a model of multicultural blending, international connection, new world innovation. The park should be self-powered, in harmony with nature and in connection to everything.
Well, thanks, and I know you've been in attendance for a lot of the EDD